Hello and welcome. We're talking about communication, specifically performance. A performance assessment or a performance review is when your manager evaluates your performance over a period of time and they give you feedback and they set goals with you and they try to help you to create a plan going forward for your professional career. When your organization alerts you that it's time for a performance review, there's usually not enough time for you to prepare to talk about what's happened over the past 52 weeks. I want you to get yourself in a situation where you are better prepared. Take matters into your own hands. Use performance cheat sheets. Have you ever heard of them? Let's talk about it. If you've never heard of a performance cheat sheet, you definitely want to tune in because I'm going to share with you some things that you may not have learned or ever been taught about performance assessments. Today, we're going to talk about how to prepare for performance assessments and when to prepare for performance assessments. If you're a college graduate, a recent college graduate, or an intern, you may have never experienced your first performance assessment yet. It's a good thing. It's exciting. It's an exciting time, but you want to be prepared for this so that you can experience it the way you need to. Even if you're a seasoned employee, your employer may not be one that has regularly scheduled performance assessments. You want to pay attention as well because there's some tips in here for you, just for you, seasoned employees that don't have regularly scheduled assessments. I want to talk to you about performance cheat sheets and share with you how to use them. So first, let's go into what is this all about? This is all about communication. This is our communication series for the month of August. All this month, we're sharing with you tips on communicating better, communicating effectively, and communicating in different ways. This is week 3, and in week 3, it's all about your performance assessment preparation. Previously, on week 2, we talked about getting comfortable talking about yourself or sharing your story. And the first week, we talked about 3 very important elements of communication that I want you to keep in mind. If you've missed either of those weeks, you can catch both of them on TalentSmiths YouTube channel. I highly encourage you to watch those because communication now is more important than ever because the methods of communication are forever changing. And in our last week, next week, we're going to talk about your communication skills. So stay tuned. This is the lineup of events that's going on for the entire month of August. For our Lunch and Learn live series, August is all about communication. And TalentSmiths has created a communication definition t-shirt. This t-shirt is a funny but serious spin on how we view communication. You'll see on your screen there are several different colors that we have our communication definition t-shirt offered in. You'll be able to follow the link in the description to choose your color, and you'll also be able to find other merch that has our communication definition design on it as well. So enjoy. And continue to watch our Lunch and Learn series every Thursday as we come to you on your social media platform of choice, whether that's LinkedIn or Facebook or YouTube. You can catch us every Thursday and tune in to get tips on motivation, communication, your career, everything professional to help you grow intentionally. The key word is intentional growth here. So, this communication series for the month of August is all about talking and listening and not about mind reading. Communication is not mind reading. Do you agree? So, let's talk about when you should prepare for your performance assessment. When should you start preparing? You should start preparing on day one. The very first day of your employment is when you should start preparing for your performance assessment. So I want to move in a little bit closer so that you can see this better. Your very first day is when you should start preparing for your performance assessment because you've recently interviewed with them and hopefully you've done your research on the company. So you're familiar with their mission and their values that they have set for the company. So if you've forgotten some of those, go ahead and take a look at the employer website so that you can refamiliarize yourself with those because your performance is ongoing. It never stops. So your preparation for your performance assessment should be ongoing as well. It should never stop. The typical timeline for organizations to conduct performance assessment is around 4 to 6 weeks. That's the entire process from start to finish. So the typical timeline that the employee has that you actually have to complete your self assessment and go into your meeting with your manager is about 2 weeks, maybe 2 to 3 weeks, depending upon the company. And that's not enough time for you to prepare details and present on the things that you've done over the past 52 weeks. Do you agree? I propose that you track your performance on a weekly basis. I have been much more successful at my own performance assessments in the past by tracking my performance on a weekly basis. You can track your performance on a weekly basis, or you can track it on a monthly basis with my performance cheat sheets. So, weekly versus monthly versus quarterly, it really depends on you and it really depends on how much you can recall the events from the past. For me, I need to write it down sooner than later because I would forget. Depending upon how easy it is for you to recall events from the past, will determine if you journal or if you track your performance, your achievements weekly, monthly, or quarterly. That depends on you. It's all about journaling. It's all about journaling your specific situations, your specific experiences, and your specific achievements. Just like we talked about in week two, how you are deciding what areas of your story that you're going to share with your audience so that they can have a better understanding, so that they can resonate with your story better. This is the same situation. You will determine which areas of your achievement, what specific stories, and what specific situations that you want to share with your manager. What feedback do you want to give to them? Those are the things that you're going to journal in your cheat sheets. So, back to one of the original questions of when do you start preparing for your performance assessment? You start on day one. You revisit the company's website so that you can refamiliarize yourself with the mission statement, with the values, and with the vision of the company so that you can ensure that those align with yours, so that you can ensure that your achievement and your accomplishment are in line with that same vision and with that same value. And this also tells you and it lets you know how they're going to base their rating system on you. It's going to be based on the things that they want to achieve. It's going to be based on their mission, on their vision, and on their values. So, this is going to help you in what areas to focus on so that you can know what areas you need to improve on and what and what specific areas you need to document in your feedback to show them what you're actually doing and to show them what you've actually achieved and to show them how your performance has helped them achieve their own organizational goals. That is why I am encouraging you to use a tracking template or a performance assessment cheat sheet, a self assessment template. And I have a template for you that is going to make it a lot easier for you to track all of your achievements throughout the year so that you don't have to sit down and recall everything in 2 weeks. You can track it throughout the year. I want to share that template with you, but before I do, I want to share with you TalentSmiths productivity music playlist, and this is our latest productivity music playlist. You can check out our latest YouTube video to listen to our latest 1 hour mix of productivity music. I hope you will subscribe to us. If you are a seasoned employee and your employer does not offer regular performance assessments, you can request them. Just because your employer is not offering you a performance assessment or annual review, you can ask for them to review you. You can ask for a meeting with your manager so that you can share your goals, share your desires, and you can ask for feedback about your performance. Some companies do an annual review once a year. Some companies do an annual review as well as a merit review. The annual review is typically just to discuss your performance, and the merit review is typically to discuss your potential increase on your salary. Some companies have one, some companies have two. As you know, some companies have none. But just because your company may not have any type of formal review does not mean that you shouldn't get a review. Ask for one, ask specifically for a review. I want to share with you the cheat sheets that I'm offering to you. This is a free PDF download. These are PDF worksheets that you can download and you can fill this information out weekly or monthly. These are PDF worksheets, so you can print or use as many sheets as you need for the specific month or for the specific quarter. You can add the information that is all about your company. You can add the information that is all about you as far as your mission, your vision, and your values, your company's mission, your company's vision, and your company's values. Having that information at a glance for you will easier help you to make sure that your efforts are in aligned with what the company's goals are. Add your goals on here, add those specific projects on these cheat sheets to help you easier be able to walk into your performance assessment feeling confident and feeling prepared because you know exactly what you've achieved over the past 52 weeks or annual review. So, and you don't have to try to remember or try to recall because you have it all written down because you've been journaling all year. Kudos to you for taking this performance cheat sheet and using it to your advantage. Download your cheat sheet now. So if you're asking yourself, why would I want to do that? Why would I want to go through all the work to write all of this stuff down? I could just remember at the end of the year. Well, you absolutely can, but this makes it easier for you. And the reason why you want to do this is going to be to your advantage. This helps you to create transparency for your manager. You should know exactly what is expected of you And your manager should know exactly what you hope to achieve in your career as well. Performance assessments give you increased engagement with your manager. You should be an advocate of your own career progression. If you are not an advocate of yourself, of your own career progression with intentional actions, why should your manager be an advocate? So don't leave it up to your company's default career progression. Now, if that structure is in alignment with what you want for your career path, that is fine. But if it doesn't follow your intentional career plan, then you at least know what's offered. You know how far you can go on their organizational structure, and you know at what point you need to start setting your own goals for your growth in your own career. Performance assessments help you to build relationships with your manager. You can have an advocate. You can have someone that knows what your desires are, knows what your goals are. And not only do they know that, but they're going to help you to achieve those goals that you have set. It's always great to have someone in your corner rooting for you and cheering for you. Now, I want to share with you 5 top tips on creating and journaling inside of your performance assessment cheat sheets. So, the first tip that I have for you is to show your progress on specific projects. Be as specific as you can in your journaling and your performance assessment cheat sheets so that you'll have an easier recall of the details of that project that you want to share with your manager during your performance review. And number two is provide concrete evidence. Once again, be specific in those details that you are sharing with your manager so that they have a clear picture of what you did, what you were challenged with, and how you succeeded through that challenge. Number three, ask for what you want. This is your review. No one is in charge of your career but you. No one is going to be on board with your career progression the way you are. So ask for what you want. Number four, share your own progress. Don't compare yourself to anyone else because it's all about your journey. It's all about your growth, your individual growth. You want to compare yourself to how you were and to how you are now, not comparing yourself to someone else. So before I go into that fifth tip, I want you to lean in closer so that you can see what TalentSmiths communication definition is. So our communication definition is a lighthearted, funny, but serious explanation of communication. It's where I talk, you listen to what I'm saying in its entirety before you attempt to respond. And it's where you talk and I listen to what you are saying in its entirety before I attempt to respond. We are both engaged in learning and exchanging information with each other, not mind reading. Communication is not mind reading. Don't let anyone tell you differently. Why do we say it's not mind reading? We say that because you shouldn't start to prepare your answer before someone stops communicating the message to you. Listen in its entirety to what they're saying before you respond, and then you respond because you don't know what they're going to say before they complete their statement, right? Hashtag communication. The fifth tip that I have for you is to share how your actions help the company achieve its goals. You have already created your journaling page that shows the company's mission, vision, and values. So you already know what they're trying to achieve. So you already have prepared and planned how your actions and your achievements are going to make sure that they're in alignment with their goals. So share that in your cheat sheet so that you can share that clearly in your performance assessment. So I want to share with you different phrases and words that you can use within your performance assessment as well. So this is going to help you if you don't know exactly how to word something. So here's some phrases that you can start out with if you want to show your strength. I messed up here, but I excel in this area because I am excellent at doing. Here are some phrases you can use if you want to show your accomplishments. I did extremely well when it came to this turned out well because I worked hard to achieve XYZ and I succeeded because. Here are phrases you can use that provide feedback. I think I could improve. My next goal is in this area I. Here are some phrases that you can use that illustrate your leadership. I am able to communicate effectively with a team. I often find myself taking charge of. People look to me when. So if you need help in coming up with some of those phrases to use in your cheat sheet, your performance evaluation cheat sheet, you can use some of the phrases that we talked about here. TalentSmiths is meeting you where you are on your social media platform of choice.